right there, my lover. How's it going? Happy Brexit Day. My name is Stumpy.
My name is Carl. Brexit, yeah.
And this is officially...
Unofficially Brexit, yeah. Woo.
The best podcast on the internet, whatever those are. Today's guest is one that knows the ins and the outs of the RLCS. And is here to talk about pre-season 3 with us. It's Shogun. How are you doing, my love?
I would do an accent, but we both know I can't do those.
Good accent.
That was really good.
You're so Norwich, man.
You're aggressively Norwich.
You're well Norwich, you are.
I am ready to go to my combine harvester.
Hey.
And I'll give you the key. Before we get into chatting all about RLCS Week 1, I wanted to say, fuck you, patrons. We've somehow managed to get 51 of those gullible suckers to give us, like, only $1 per month, just so they can listen to the podcast early, which is absolutely lovely of them. So thank you very much to everybody who's done that. It is over at patreon.com/SubPar, but in HD, if you would like to help out the podcast. So thank you.
When I sort of put the podcast through early, I've tried to do it the proper way through Patreon. It has like an early release thing. But it limits the audio files to 200 megabytes, so I just do it through Google Drive. So if anyone's wondering why I do it like that, that is why, because Patreon is shit.
Can you put the Google Drive link on Patreon?
Yeah, I could do that, but it's still a grievance. The fact that you can't just upload it straight there, those wily fiends.
They are wily. They truly are wily. All right, so, firstly, hi, Shogun, how are you doing? You having a good day?
Yeah. No, we're up early for this one.
This is the earliest podcast recording we've ever done.
I had to get up like even earlier, so I need to get some work done.
Oh my God.
What work are you doing?
Just amazing video stuff.
You make videos, do you?
I know.
They're actually really good, by the way.
They are
not just
so
to suck
funny.
Shogun off, like, because I'd tell him if they were shit. They're like genuine. No, I would. Obviously, I would. They are like genuinely really funny. I look forward to when I see a little Shogun video pop up with a nice little Doomsday thumbnail. It's nice. It's a nice time because I can sit down. It's a nice dinner time video. Where you can sit down. It's like 10 to 15 minutes. You can scoff down a pizza. And you can just chill out. No, it's good. So
How
you're
quickly
on a bit
do you
of
eat a pizza?
in 10 to 15 minutes usually.
That's pretty speedy. Like I'm imagining you mean like an extra large Domino's, right? Every single day, just getting them in, watching Shogun's videos.
Getting them in, making a little
Just gorgeous.
He's the one that's got like those techniques. He's just like, okay, why would I eat it normally when I could fold it and roll it in?
And pour water on it.
Have you seen the people who eat hot dogs, like speed hot dog eaters? Who
that's
put them in
gross.
and they go
No, that's not the bit that I find disgusting
inhale
about
them.
that, though. I find disgusting, like, because they've always got, like, a drink of water with it,
Yeah.
and the water at the end is just gross.
It's got bits of hot dog floating around in it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. So, Shogun, we've entered you into a hot dog eating competition at the end of this episode. I hope that's all right.
And you're going to highlight it and put it into a 10 to 15 minute package, and Stumpy's going to eat 15 hot dogs while he watches, and the cycle will just continue.
Yeah, I'll go.
Stumpy's got all the tricks, doesn't he? He, like, dunks the pizza into barbecue sauce to lubricate it.
Yep, slurp it down.
Barbecue sauce lube. Good band name.
That is a really good band name.
Probably the only band name that hasn't been taken yet.
BBQSL. I'll see him at the London Palladium. Okay, so in Rocket League at the moment, as ever, obviously, there's always drama, right? Like, just all the time. This is sort of less drama and more just like, we just want to know where a couple of bits of information are. So the first thing that we sort of started talking about was the prize pool, which we sort of mentioned about 2 minutes before we started recording. But there's not actually been an announcement for what the prize pool is for this season so far. Like, it's on Wikipedia, but it says, like, for Europe, it says the prize pool is $313,973.60.
60 cents is what I like the best. So, like, they must be splitting this into units of less than $1 at some point. So 60 cents divides by 3. So you must win 20 cents for doing something. Like, instead of just like $1,000 bonus for being MVP, you get $1,000 and 20 cents, and then it fits really neatly.
It's weird, isn't it? Yeah, it's a little bit strange. So yeah, but normally there's like an announcement, like, along with the like thematic trailer for each season. Like, the trailer for this season was so nice. It was like nice light and summery colours. I loved it.
Because that came out at the time where there was a lot of negativity, you know, the post-Lawler podcast week. And to be fair, in that week, they responded to the open letter to Psyonix, which we should praise them for. The response wasn't amazing. It didn't, suddenly make everyone go, oh my God, you've got it all right. But they took the time to post a response to that, which I really appreciated.
Thank you, Ian.
Yes, and that trailer came out, and the Aussie announcement was made as well. So there was a lot of good in that week that came from all that negativity. So fair play to Psyonix. And when I was watching that trailer, I was sort of hoping all the way to the end. I think it was like 2 minutes long, and I was hoping, come on, please wow me with a prize pool number. Whack 5 million on it. Do something that's going to blow this whole thing wide open. And then it sort of just faded out.
Yeah, like...
It's a bit...
So, we've like said on here before that you get to the point of diminishing returns with the prize pool, where say it's like your first jump is from 500 grand to $1 million. That's a fantastic jump, looks amazing, and you've only spent 500 grand to get that reaction. The next jump is then to 2 million, but at that point you need to then spend $1 million to then get that same reaction. Like, do you think it's going to impact the esport viewership a huge amount if there was like another massive prize pool bump?
It's hard to say really, because last season was their best performing season to date. So there's definitely an argument to be, well, they didn't put
by a
really...
decent jump as well.
Oh, by a huge margin. Like it was like 200,000 previously, and bumped up to 280,000.
Yeah, it's mad.
So there is definitely an argument to be made there of, well, they didn't really need to put extra money into it. But in terms of engagement and sort of... You've got to remember like how excited everyone was for the first $1 million announcement.
Yes.
And I'm
when
not saying
when
that
it
purely
ticked
because...
over on
Yeah,
the
that
thing,
was great.
I'm only saying that because it had my little call as it made the last tick.
What call was it?
I
It
don't know.
might be bait, but was it the one or was it a different one?
Yeah, it was the one.
Oh, okay.
You should not be named.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to get you to do it. I wasn't
Yeah,
trying to get you into that chat.
This
Don't
Rocket League
worry.
one was the one for that. I was
I
like,
like to think
okay.
like they stole the This Is, and it was like Psyonix art in there just going, lots of money.
This is...
Lots of money.
I would love it like if they just wanted me to say something else, but they didn't want to hire me to say something else. So they just had the other people, like not even
The stadium announcer.
a voice actor. Yeah, they got that guy in to try and do an
This
impression
is
that
Rocket
slots in
League!
Or it's like,
halfway through the
you know
words.
in Star Wars that like all the old people are dying. They're gonna do that, and like they get all like the old voice lines that they did in like the 70s, and they just like put them into the new films. They just do that with your previous calls, so you're really excitedly saying the word money, and it's like in the middle of a series, you can still hear like all the cars going around. But I was like, it's the only audio we have of him saying money. We just have to use it.
It's also the sellout button, money. So it's just me shouting at things.
Money, give me money. So yeah, we don't know the prize pool by any official announcement, which is, as far as I can think, a little bit weird, seeing as the tournament starts tomorrow for us recording, and for the day of recording, today.
Yeah, so, I mean, the prize money is available online. You can go on to rocketleagueesports.com/rules, and if you do a Control F and type in the word prize, then Section 4 is prizes, 4.1 is RLCS League Play prizes. So we know, for example, that the tournament will award up to $50,000 in prizes per each regional championship, North America and Europe. In accordance with the chart below, the first place team will get $18,000, and I presume that's per player for finishing first. So we can sort of dig into it and see all those things.
But
what we
doesn't
don't
count
have
to me.
is exactly what we don't have is the big old bold headline, blinking letters,
Yeah.
golden $1 million, which is very weird. Maybe it's
Maybe
less.
there's more. That's
Or
the
more.
thing.
But why would they not have announced it if it's more?
It's legal, isn't it? Like, fucking legal.
But not on the day of the event, right?
Everything's tied up in legal. At any given moment, in any company, something is going through legal.
I would love it if every single time an announcement was allowed to be made, they just trotted legal out in front of the camera. They just give a little nod, and then they walk back off.
Yes, you
Like,
may
this
announce.
is legal Larry over here. He is given
Legal
permission.
lad. He walks on with his horn-rimmed glasses, and he goes, "I can announce that the prize pool for this season will be $1.5 million. Thank you."
And the other legal team, they just do one clap. There's no need for more. They just go,
Yep, we
That's
did.
it.
We did our job today.
Everything is grey.
thanks, legal Larry. So yeah, we don't know the official prize pool yet. I'd like to see an announcement for it, because it would just be a good thing to put on social and stuff. This is quite cool. Generates a lot of buzz. Another thing that would generate, just quite frankly, a fucking metric cunt ton of buzz is MAUs, right? As of right now, the season starts for Europe in 2 days. Starts on Sunday. If we are to believe every single rumour out there and every single bait that's happened so far, from Speed, from Scrub, from subreddit, from everything,
And common sense.
that Scrub is joining Mouse Why has there not been an announcement yet? What a fucking get that is. Why are they not screaming that from the rooftops?
It's going to be a massive turn on the actual day, isn't it?
What do you reckon?
I'm reckoning Stone Cold Steve Austin at this rate.
He's there struggling to drive around and hit the ball. Fuck it. We had to get somebody in, and it was only Stone Cold that was available.
Yeah, all the other wannabe Pro-RLCS players, they couldn't turn up on the day. They're already booked for this Sunday, but thankfully Stone Cold, he's available.
He's there. But yeah, I just don't know why.
So to me, we can put some logical thought into this. Maybe a contract isn't signed. Who knows? Or, more likely, they haven't actually been able to get him over to do photo shoots yet because he's too busy doing 24-hour streams.
If only somebody would have asked him to not do 24-hour streams previously, so then they could do more business things.
Or learn French.
Yeah.
Hey.
So yeah, why? If it's a case of, they can't get him over, then, and because he's doing streams, firstly, fucking tell him to not do streams because that's not his job. And also, there must be some way in which you could probably just send Speed to Scotland and just get some pictures taken of them both or whatever.
Surely this is on the side of Mouse, because nobody would join a team and then be like, oh yeah, I'll take photos with you in 4 days after I played online because I'm too busy doing 24-hour streams. Doesn't make sense.
Scrub knows where he's going. Roster lock has happened. That's been a thing for 1 or 2 weeks, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Roster lock is in place. Everybody knows where the players are. So why isn't there just been even just a graphic made where they
Worst comes to worst, Photoshop Scrub's head onto Speed's body.
Or Stone Cold Steve Austin's body.
Or
I want to see that Photoshop
I feel
now.
like the proportions are going to be very off for this.
Maybe. But yeah, just get a big old Scrub's head, whack it on his body.
Or, as we've said about Psyonix a million times, make a tweet saying, we know the announcement hasn't been made yet, but don't worry, winky face, just in case any fans are wondering. Because there'll be some people out there that will want to support this Mouse team, but won't do it unless their favourite player, Scrub, is actually confirmed to be joining them, right?
Yeah.
So Mouse are potentially leaving sort of fans on the table, as it were. So that's what I don't get, why they don't at least sort of hint at it. So, it's an open secret, wink, wink, we can't announce it yet, but don't worry.
Yeah, I mean, it's legal Larry, isn't it? Legal Larry sitting on his legal laurels, not getting stuff done.
Is Legal Larry a part of every single esports team
Definitely.
in the world?
Every single
I'm willing to
organisation
go with this.
has a legal Larry. Just chilling out in the back, and he's just there. He'll do an announcement. He'll be in a fully white room and walk on in his grey suit with his grey hair, with his grey glass and his grey dead cold eyes. And he'll tap the microphone and go, the new Mouse third is Scrub Killer. And then the others just go, yep, just one clap. And then he walks off. That's it. That's all we need. We just need Legal Larry just to let us know.
All the other Legal Larrys look the exact same.
Yeah.
It's like
Clone Wars.
Agent Smith.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we don't know where Scrub's going. Almost certainly Mouse. Why not announce it? Because it'd just be cool. Another big issue, which I do not want to dwell on, obviously, because we could talk about this for about 3 days. Vitality recently put a tweet out saying, "Life is full of strong adventures."
Accent.
Sorry. I should like Shaw said. Life is full of strong adventures, and this one comes to an end. Your dedication will just reach one of our greatest accomplishments. Merci beaucoup, and throwing it again. Many blessings at Dragon 25, and don't forget to stay hydrated, please. So basically, if you guys can't speak French, I'll translate that for you. They have let go of Gregum as manager/coach. And to say that the replies to that tweet were a bit heated is maybe an understatement, because normally there's a lot of flack when a player gets released on a roster like Scrub or whatever from Vitality. I don't think I've seen this amount of reaction of seeing a coach go from a roster ever. This is a massive thing Vitality have done.
It's sort of accepted that Gregan is the best coach in Rocket League. Even if it isn't fact, that's how it's sort of seen in the outside world, right? So when Vitality lets somebody go, and, everyone's sort of rumoured about the politics that goes on behind the scenes at Vitality, I think this, more than Scrub leaving, is something that people can't see any logic behind.
Yeah.
Like with Scrub, there were rumours that he didn't completely get on with K-Dop and Fairy Peak before K-Dop finally announced it, which it turned out, by the way, that was a couple of weeks ago. And then that Reddit post about what he'd said only came to light about 3 days ago.
Yeah,
someone
I
said
read
the
that
clips were
Reddit
really
post.
old, which I didn't realise. But yeah, Gregan has always been just sort of Mr. Professional. Other than when he talked about scrim results about 9 months ago, he's pretty much never put a foot wrong, and he is just very
I mean,
respected.
bear in mind, you remember that one thing.
Exactly, because it's so minor, and the fact that it is like Gregan making a fuck up, everyone's like, "Oh, Gregan!"
I love it. I love when Gregan fucks up because it makes me feel better.
Yeah, I like it when he's injured, you know, and it's like, "Oh, you can't lift at the moment."
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, you can't rock climb, you piece of shit. So yeah, I mean, I think it is. If it's a case of, like with Scrub and like what K-Dop said, they didn't get on and it just wasn't a team mentality thing outside of the game, that's completely understandable. That makes so much sense. You've got somebody who doesn't get on with the team, then it makes the on-pitch experience a bit more awkward. That's what happened with Turbo. That it's a thing, fair enough. But from my perspective and from what we know about the team, Gregan has always got on with them. It's always been a nice thing. They've always been friendly. They've always been got on whenever it mattered, and also off pitch. Gregan's always said to us that they do talk outside of the game and they have conversations about just anything, like real life stuff as well. Gregan has said, and he said it on Reddit as well, he was willing to move to France and properly knuckle down and learn French if that's what it took. And they're just like, no, we don't want to be part of Vitality anymore. And it's like, why, lol? Like, I vocally said I think it's a very fucking stupid decision. I really do think it is. I think it's gonna be something that maybe they won't necessarily regret, because ultimately the team is still unbelievably good.
Yeah.
Like, so good. They're still maybe number one in the world if they can sort it out their first season. But it's disheartening that somebody who has worked that hard and somebody who has got that much passion and love for that team has unfortunately been let go.
But Gregan is going to do bloody fantastic. You know, he's not going to be left floating looking for stuff to do. There's going to be a million people. I think he's already said on Twitter that people are sort of sliding into his DMs, and that doesn't surprise me at all. He is going to be fine in the world of esports. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does next, whether it is freelancing or working with an org. What I want Gregan to do is to find 3 diamond 3s that he sees potential in and take them to at least the cusp
Speed
of the RLRS. Yeah, Speed was like a bronze 2 when Gregan discovered him.
he was shit, yeah.
He was really shit.
So whilst you guys have been talking about this, I actually decided to go and take a look around their other esports teams to see whether or not this is a trend that Vitality are seemingly heading in towards. And it kind of is. Their CSGO team is all French now.
Is Alex not on their team anymore?
Say again?
Alex, their IGL, is he still there?
Because he's
really
English,
pick up on that
but
at the
he
time.
like lived in France and he's just like French. He can just speak French fluently.
All I just saw a bunch of French flags,
That's
and then
fair.
I moved on to the
Yeah,
next.
yeah, we get
League of Legends
their whole
one
thing
mix.
is they push that French thing. Their manager is a French Olympian as well.
That sentence just tickled me a little bit. I just saw a bunch of French flags and then I moved on. on this day of all days, Shogun. What a thing to say.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, looks like he's still that IGL. But yeah, he like lived in France, Alex, for like the first like 15 years of his life, and
So,
he can
like,
fluently speak French.
The part of this that gets me is not necessarily that it was moved on from coaching. Like, I think if it's an all French team, it definitely could get a lot more difficult. You're not really able to micromanage him as much. I mean, imagine, him being behind them on the stage,
Yeah.
and he can't actually figure out what they're saying.
Yeah,
In the
yeah,
heat of the
that's
moment.
definitely awkward.
It makes mid-series improvements very difficult. That bit I don't mind.
That makes sense.
But the fact that they didn't try to find something else for him, or if they didn't have something else for him, I don't know which side of it actually lands on. But it's like, Gregan's a company man through and through.
He loves
You're
it.
not going to find someone better for it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I completely understand. Like, if they want somebody to speak French on stage, fair enough. That's fantastic. Like, if you want, like, just a hype man and somebody who is able to talk you through and say, okay, look, Alpha, you're being too fucking mental. Stop bumping Fairy Peak. And it's like, fair play. Fair play, stop doing that. But Gregan is still an unbelievably good manager. Like, even if like people know everything that he did outside of in the public eye, everyone says, "Oh my God, Gregan did so much." And obviously, we're very good friends with Gregan, and the things he's told us that he's done, the things in the public eye is about 10% of what Gregan has done, and everyone still says that's a lot.
People sort of don't realize as well that his original role with Vitality wasn't just the Rocket League team. It was the Rocket League and the Street Fighter team.
Yeah, it's all the Gfinity
And the
stuff.
Street Fighter, I mean, Gregan doesn't know anything about Street Fighter when it comes to actually playing it. But even the Street Fighter lot that are with Vitality, I'm just like, wow, I can't believe, he's going to be gone.
One of them posted on Twitter saying that Gregan is the best manager he's ever had after the announcement was made. And this is someone who must have been managed by a lot of people and hasn't been managed by Gregan now for a year and a half, bear in mind. It's not like it's sort of recency bias. This was a long time ago, the Gfinity Elite Series now.
Imagine reading that as his current manager.
Yeah, true.
I was like, what the fuck, dude?
Well, fuck you, Bob27. Book your own flights next week.
So yeah, I mean, ultimately, Gregan's going to land on his feet. He'll find something and he'll be annoyingly good at it, and we'll be like, for fuck's sake, obviously you're good at that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm excited to see what happens with him. There's obviously rumours he's going to be replaced by Mout. There's going to be a lot of opinions surrounding that. Because Mout is a friend of Fairy Peak and KDOP. Not sure about Alpha, I presume so as well. The French guys are really close. Obviously, he's a French fella. But a lot of people are obviously doubting, does he have the knowledge? Does he have the hype ability that Gregan has? And that's yet to be seen. He's obviously not announced, but bear in mind. But it's something to consider. Is going full French going to shoot them in the foot eventually? Is it worth it? And we'll see.
I guess the question is, does a player as intelligent as KDOP need micromanagement the way that Shogun was suggesting? It seems to me that they've gambled that they don't. KDOP reckons, don't worry, I've got this. I noticed that Fairy Peak was 5 degrees out on his rotation 1.2 minutes into the game. I can fix all that stuff. And then Mout's just there to, cheer us on, right? I mean, that could be being insulting to Mout. Maybe Mout has the eye for it as well. I don't know.
The thing that sort of scares me is that KDOP will be the prevailing voice on that team now. And I don't think there's going to be many arguing voices back.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
he's got to get all of these decisions dead right first time. Because otherwise, they might go the wrong way.
Now, isn't he? It's not even like a case of he's not like a sort of big, bombastic character. He's not sort of a massive hype man, like sort of Gregan is. Not saying that's necessarily a bad thing as a person, but as somebody who's going to be behind you on stage, you're going to want somebody who is big and exciting and having a load of fun and really cheering you on if needs be and sort of lifting you up or getting you back to a good level.
So I've only seen Mout rumored as a sub. Where did you guys get the...
People are discussing it on our Discord.
This is for people on Reddit as well. That's why I'm just making sure to say this is by no means confirmed. This is just the leading theory, which could be wrong. But
it could also be as well that when we were speaking to Garrett a month or so ago, he was saying that sitting next to Turbo Pulsar just gives him this air of confidence. And maybe Mout brings them that. It's not about him going, come on, and giving fist bumps and giving it all that. Maybe the fact that he's there behind them, he just has that way of, again, assuming that he is the man they choose, maybe he has just this air of certainty that he brings to them, which is what they need. But it's all conjecture at this point,
Yeah, I'm happy to see what happens with them. I think I'm on the same boat as Shogun. I don't think there'd be any voices arguing back against motherfucking KDOP.
Mauricio Pochettino is still out in the market.
Does he speak French, though?
He sounds French. I don't know where he's from. See what
I don't know where he's from either.
France, maybe.
I think he's Spanish.
Don't Google it. Don't Google it. Nobody Google it. Nobody Google it.
Why? I'm Googling it.
You're such a virgin.
Why am I a virgin?
Go on, where's he from? France,
Argentina.
That's what I said. For Argentina.
For Argentina.
For Argentina.
Yeah, will you guys be supporting Vitality next season? Or have they lost you as fans?
I can sort of say that the Vitality skin has been unequipped.
Really? Is that a big moment for you? Is that something that means something?
Well, the thing is,
you?
it was sort of there purely because of Gregan. If he's not going to be a part of it, then I sort of will go elsewhere with my loyalties. The two teams sort of being Dignitas, who I had last season.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
And Mao's purely for speed.
And Scrub, yeah.
And Scrub, yeah. I've got to go for my Norfolk boy.
That's fair.
We're related, You
share a finger. So I think I'm going to be less enthused about them this season. Obviously, we're coming at this from being very good friends with Gregan. I don't expect this to change a huge amount of people's minds. People are still going to be in there. Obviously, for the KDOT factor, the Fairy Peak factor, fair enough. if they lose a match, I'm not going to care nearly as much now as I would have done last season. My front-running team now are Dignitas.
They play good Rocket League, don't they?
They're so fucking good at Rocket League. I think they're going to come first or second this season in league play. They'll probably fuck it up, don't get me wrong, like when it comes to like the seeding for LAN. But I think Dignitas are my front-running team, and hopefully they'll do well. But yeah,
I've heard
definitely
prevailing rumors that they still look just as scary.
Yeet.
Good.
God, I love them so goddamn much. Cole,
I hate
how
that about
you?
esports where someone pops off at an event and then 2 weeks later they're shit. I like it when someone can carry it from event to event. For me, with regards to Vitality, it certainly knocked the shine off them. I was looking forward to see what Gregan could have done with this team, making it so that Alpha is able to sort of have all the freedom he needs while K-Dop can play his game, and then Fairy Peaks can get frustrated that he's sort of the third man too often. I thought that Gregan would have been the right man to really make that trio work. I'm still going to want it to work. I think I am all there. I'm well there for the
not
ride,
gonna be against
watching them
at all.
be flary bastards
Yeah.
and spinning everywhere and scoring sick goals. I'm not going to be like, oh, fuck you, Gregan.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I won't be rooting for them to do it. I will be a keen neutral when it comes to Vitality, I think.
Which is a shame, because I really enjoyed supporting them previously. But yeah, they just sort of lost the spark for me personally. We are going to be making our RLCS fantasy teams. So I believe all of us have made our fantasy teams before, right? Like on previous seasons.
Yes.
No, I never have.
You've never made a fantasy
No,
team?
it was always one of those
That's
things.
exciting.
I
Let me
know.
go.
It was always one of those things where I was like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. And then the season had started. I was like, oh, it started now. I can't do it. Every single season, like, I've just not got around to it. So this is my RL Garage virginity.
I am, every single time that the season starts, I always think, right, let's put some thought into this. I look it through. Get all my things down, then I forget about it for 2 months, and then I've lost.
Yeah, no, I've done the same thing.
But I like the first thing. It's fun.
I've only paid attention to it properly once, and that was when the talent all did like a head-to-head league.
Oh, yeah. How'd you do?
I think I came second or third.
Did you beat
Did
Gibbs?
Gibbs win?
No, Quinn won.
Quinn,
Aw,
holy shit.
Quinn.
What a man.
They should sign him up. He's clearly very knowledgeable.
He really knows what's up.
Quinn won whilst only troll picking because he just wanted all of the flip side players.
That's quite funny. Unfortunately, a member of the HR department was in that head-to-head, and so they had to get rid of him so that they would win next season. But that's fine.
Legal Larry was not impressed. because
Legal
Quinn
Larry.
won. It was not agreed that Quinn would win.
Gibbs and Legal Larry are,
Name a more iconic duo. So yeah, we're making our fantasy teams. If you guys who are listening haven't made these before, head to rocket-league.com. I do not know how they've got that URL. But yeah, they run it every single season. Massive shout out to people like Quest Ferret, who really do a good job with this. I believe, is it also D-Pants who works on this?
DM Rawlings is the main
DM Rawlings,
one for
that's
it.
it. Yeah. Yeah, he does all the pricings for it. I helped out last season for the pricings. Because for some reason, I'm in that Discord. Because
Why do you always get offered this stuff? You don't. You're not a Johnny. In the nicest way, you're not Johnny Boy when it comes to knowing like what's Virtuoso's best feature on the Rocket League pitch.
Fuck knows. Cool knows.
Exactly.
The one,
Me
do you know
neither.
one thing that is really funny? I am on Cloud Fuel's list of approved seeders. And I don't know how. I think I
dear.
seeded like a DreamHack like before.
Do you think he just got you confused with Woody?
Maybe.
So a peek behind the curtain. I normally wait till Woody's done his, and then I look, and then I look at what he's done, and I'm like, do I agree with that? And then I'll sort of I'll switch it around just a little bit.
That's so bad.
No, but I tell you what, at DreamHack Leipzig, I was the final person to put in their seedings, and my seeding meant that either Cloud9 or Cloud9 or NRG were the first seed, depending on where I placed them. So I had final control over who had first seed at DreamHack
And this is
Leipzig.
after Cloud9 won the World Championship, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah, I think I put Cloud9 ahead. Whoever's first seed, that was because of me. You're
Well
welcome,
done.
whoever that was.
Yeah, Stumpy loves a bit of recency bias.
Yeah. Oh, I love it, mate. I've got the mind of a pigeon. All right. So on RL Garage, not RL Garage, on rocket-league.com, we're making our fantasy teams. So, Cole, do you know how this all works?
Yes, I have done this with the Premier League many times in my
Cool.
past. I love
So
it.
basically, people
Believe
who
it or
don't
not.
know, we have a budget of $10,000. And the most expensive player is Typical at $1,950, and the cheapest player is Tigray. Oh, poor Tigray, $1,350. And we get 6 players. We then assign 2 attackers, 2 midfielders, 2 defenders. And then that's it. Then we can like change 2 per week, I think, or 1 per week. And we post it on Twitter.
This is actually the first time they've only done EU and NA as well. Usually...
Yeah.
I've seen mixed reviews about that. Some people love it because it includes them. Other people are like, oh, it's sort of it pads
mad
everything
bank on
else.
OCE players.
Because CJ is too good for OCE.
I would have been okay with it if their schedule was the same.
Yeah, that's fair. And also, yeah, we've then got South America who then make it awkward. Legal Larry wouldn't
How
have
dare
it.
they?
Yeah. So, who is going to be everybody's first player that we're going to be putting in? Because normally, whenever I've done this, I don't know if you guys have a different system, Shogun, but I normally put in like a big dick player. I normally see, okay, who can I just get for a load of money, and then I'll build my team sort of around them. Let's spaff some money early, and then I can sort of get some more budget players later.
Okay.
Before we go, we should reiterate the fact that this will be a draft, which means that if you were to choose, for example, Tigray Stumpy, which is what I recommend for your first pick, we then cannot. We can only pick 1 player each. So we're not good. None of us are going to win because none of us can have 2 of the top players. Like win overall.
So
we're trying
whoever
to
goes
against each
first
other.
here is admitting who they believe is the best player in the world.
Tell you what, so we can decide who goes first. Let me just go to like roll dice website. Right?
dice around here somewhere.
Hang on, right, here we go.
Nerd. You fucking
you are a nerd.
loser.
What? I know for a fact Goblin plays D&D.
Okay, so yeah, everybody click on that dice rolling website that I linked.
Can we roll 60 and then go for the highest number from 60,
Roll
please?
60?
Yeah, you can choose
You
60.
have to roll 60? No, because we have to
Yes.
look at the highest
No, but
number.
no, we don't have to look because the highest number will be 6. That much is a get. That's what I reckon.
Well, no, then we'll all get
but it'll
60
tell you the
knobheads.
total. It'll tell you the total.
No, it won't.
Does it not?
No, it won't.
Oh,
No.
all right. I'll
Roll
bugger
1
off then.
dice.
That's a shame. All right,
Okay.
I'll roll shitty dice.
Right, roll
Oh, you're not beating that.
Should we all say our number at the same time?
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
4.
2.
Stumpy wins.
I got 4.
I'm second.
Being just
Wait,
above
wait,
average.
do we need screenshot proof? Hang on, I'll just...
No, I believe you.
I believe you.
No
as
one,
well.
no one goes for the number 4 as the big dick
There you
play.
are, guys, just to prove it, I got 4.
And where's Pochettino from?
From Argentina. Okay, so my first pick, I'm going to just get the most expensive player there.
I'll note these down.
I am picking Sipical. I'm getting him. $1,950.
Is there a reason for this, or are you just trusting?
He's expensive, and I
Everyone
know
else's
Cole
words.
really likes him.
I like the way he swirls.
So I have picked Sipical as my first player. So I'm now down to $8,050 to pick from for 5 other players.
Okay, that gives me my pick second. I agree with what Shogun was saying earlier about Dignitas being legends. And I fucking love. No, I'm not. Don't worry. I'm not picking it. That would be weird if I was to pick your man. I'm gonna pick Astral because I just love a flary, tilty bastard, and he is my man.
Very tilty. bastard.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, so you've gone Astral.
Oh God. Justin. It has to be Justin.
Why Justin?
Because he always does well every season. Always is like in the running for MVP / score per game. Mm-hmm. So I can either put him in offense or defense. He'll either get all the goals or all the saves. That's a safe pick.
That's a bit tacky to
fair
pick the
enough.
best player, mate. Come on, Shogun. We're here to have fun, alright?
Tacky.
Bit
For
common.
my next pick, I'm gonna have to go with my man because I'm scared he'll get snatched up. I'm gonna pick Violent Panda. He costs $1,550. That's actually, I think that's a pretty decent price. He's the cheapest one out of the Dignitas lot. Actually, it's the same price as Yukio, actually. But yeah, Violent Panda. I think he's just going to be pretty much solid all round. I'm not very good at like picking the positions for people. Like I don't really, because it's just relatively like
Wherever they start, wherever the system gives it to you immediately, just go with
like
that.
it's just I just don't really get it. Like most people, they're not gonna have like a consistent like yes they will always get the most shots. It's just sort of like just what happened that week. So yeah, Violent Panda's my man. I think we just do pretty well all round.
I think I found a bit of value here. I'm gonna go with Farah for my next one. We spoke to Fruity, and he basically said that Farah was Mr. Striker. So you get Shawset getting all the assists, sure, he'll be dribbling 3 players, respect. But then who's going to be there smacking that ball in the net? It's going to be my man Farah.
You're going Farah. He's cheap, 14.
He is, exactly. Yeah, sorry, I didn't say the
Fair
price
play.
today. He's really cheap. He's way down there.
See, I feel like I've also found a bit of a bargain.
Go on.
especially as a striker.
Bit of a bargain
I will
bin
take,
fella.
I will take I Ignite.
Fuck, I was gonna go
old
I
school.
Ignite. Okay, why I Ignite?
Because just a through and through striker.
And you're having defense, yeah?
Yeah, of course.
I'm such an idiot. Because you said him, I clicked him without thinking. On my end, I was like, oh yeah, where's I like click him.
I'll have
He's mine now.
Okay, I think I found a little bit of a bargain as well.
Go on.
Oh yeah.
Look at this. This is bargain bin round. This
Yeah,
one.
it is. It's
This
great.
is our bargain hunt. We're gonna put them all up in for a bidding war soon.
I am going to go with the man who is the same price as Farah. I'm going to go with Flame. I think
Not a bad shout.
I think he's the best player on Veloce. He's had a fantastic season thus far. Or at least obviously last season, like with RLCS and that, in Madrid. I think that's just quite a good price for him.
So I think this is a good time to pose the question to you, Stumpy. What are you expecting from Veloce this season?
I don't know if we'll see them get top 2 again. I think a lot of dominoes fell their way for that to happen. I'd like to see them do a nice, strong mid-table finish. Finish comfortably outside the relegation zone, which I think they'll be able to do. Hopefully their spark hasn't gone between each other. Hopefully they just continue doing what they did last season. But yeah, I don't see it being as explosive as we had last time. My only worry is if it doesn't start explosively and they don't have a really good beginning to their season, will the tilt factor set in? Because basically last season they didn't really have a chance to tilt. They just sort of did pretty well throughout, and any teams they lost to, they just sort of should lose to them anyway. So I think if they lose early, I do start to worry, but hopefully Freaky won't then fall back into that old mindset of his like, holy shit, I'm going downhill, I'm going to tilt, oh god. And yeah, hopefully I'll just sort of keep pulling it out the bag and nice strong mid-table finish. That's my guess.
I've got a bit of a question then, actually. I said I knew how it worked, but actually going into the details of this, on the day, how many of your players play? Is it all 6, or do you make a squad
All
and
of
then
them.
2 subs?
All 6.
Okay, so you're trying to get the best 6 overall. And then 2 strikers, 2 midfielders, 2 defenders, is that correct?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Okay. Right, so my next pick, I think I found a bit more value. I'm going to copy your guys' logic with getting the pure out-and-out striker. And my man will be Ronicky for FC Barcelona.
Oh, how much does he cost?
He is 1,750, so he's more towards the expensive
He's a
side.
pricey boy.
He is a pricey boy, but I think that he's got the same logic that Ferrer's got, where he's going to be there following up and smashing it home. Plus, he's got a little bit more flair than Ferrer as well. Like, he is a potential all-rounder, but more on the attacking side. I like that. We're being very EU, aren't we? We should think about it.
I'm 50-50 so far.
That's true. You're carrying.
And speaking of North America, with my next pick, I take Turbo
You
Popsa.
motherfucker!
Yeah.
I just found him! He's such a steal! 1650. That is
I
such
would like to
good
also point
value.
out I have now monopolized 2/3 of NRG.
We've not played this well, Stumpy.
If you get all 3, then we have to, and we land on it. My God, we're paying out. We're paying old.
Do you want to trade Ronicky for Turbo? Because in hindsight...
I think I'm good, mate.
The fact
You
that
need your
Turbo
out-and-out
is-
striker.
The fact that Turbo is cheaper than Ronicky, that
I mean, what are you thinking of here, Stumpy? You were helping out with the pricing of this.
No, I didn't help with this season, to be fair.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah,
why.
This one's not on me. That's why it's all fucked. DM rolling, you idiot. Fuck, that's such a good get, Shogun. Okay, let me have a look.
I've used a lit. So for 3 of my 6 picks, I've used 5,050. So I need to sort of
Okay.
find
Yeah,
some
I've
value
got-
still. I think Justin rinsed.
I've got
a lot of my money.
5,050 left. Carl, how much do you have left?
I've got 5,075. So
Okay,
I'm rich,
so we're all
baby.
around the 5,000 mark.
If we buy 5 and have not enough money for one player, do we just pick which player we want to replace and then get 2 in instead? How are we going to do that with the draft? Let's figure that out when we
bridge
get
when we
there.
come
Yeah,
to it.
sorry. I'm pre-planning when I shouldn't be.
God, all of TSM are so fucking cheap.
Yeah.
They're really cheap.
Go for one
It's
of them, mate.
basically
Take a punt.
It's basically looking at TSM and thinking, can Magnus make them not shit? And can he? Maybe. But I don't know if that's worth sort of risking any amount of money on them. You've really thrown me by going for Turbo. I was so locked in
Was
on
that
him.
your next pick? 100%.
Yeah, that was my next pick. I'm going to avoid flakes like the fucking plague.
Said complexities manager last season.
I'm picking speed. $1,750. He's an expensive young man. But I think as an attacker, he could do well. The only thought is we don't know if he's with Scrub.
And Scrub isn't on here either, as far as I can see.
I don't think he is. Like, he's not with Scrub. So we don't know if he's with Scrub. And so if he
I think we can safely
is that going to
assume
mean that he's going to take that back seat a bit more? Or will Cook just be bipping it mid and seeing what happens?
I imagine
Fuck
that
it.
Cooks will be the third man in that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can't
that's
see
my
that team
thought.
working any other way.
Speed, 1,750. I have a budget of $3,300 left.
I've got one flary bastard, and I want another. My next player is going to be my first American, and his name is Gimmick. For $1,475.
Oh, that's a risky one, dude.
That's a
I can see
very
it, mate.
risky
He's going to
one.
smash it. Because he had one
ruined
poor
my
season.
last season, by the way. Last season, he was a money sink, and he was shit.
He was more expensive, though, last season, right? This season he's
Cole
had a
has
big
either
old pay
just
cut.
won this or he's last.
I think you got to take that risk for $1,475. He is way down there with the cheap boys, and I think that, like, bear in mind that Cloud9 beat, I think it was Pittsburgh Knights in some recent like space tournament that they did,
The Astro
and then ran
thing.
pretty well. Yeah, the Astro one. The last game, no, it was the relegation where Gimmick suddenly came back to life and absolutely carried Cloud9 out of that position. Reminded everyone what he can do. I think that Gimmick is one of the best value players there.
I think he could be.
Exactly.
I definitely think he
That's
could
what I
be.
mean. The risk factor compared to the cost factor.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, you've not spent much on him, which
Mm-hmm.
is good. And if it does pay off, that is a 400 IQ play. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see if he does well. Because last season, he fucked me over.
Is it that
He
bad?
cost like $9,000. And I was like, I'll have him. I'll spend 30p on Panda.
Okay. So I've got a way I can play this now. I am almost hoping you don't see value in certain players that I might be missing here.
Okay.
Because I want to take the sort of more obvious pick so that you guys can't take the more obvious pick.
Okay.
So I'm going to take Torment.
Okay. Okay. Do you have
As a
position in
defender,
mind
or
for
do you reckon
him?
he's going to be
And what
aggressive again?
he is every single season. Just statistically, he is the back line.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that is the saves right there. That is a defender that I don't think I've got yet. I might put Justin in defender.
yeah.
But I could definitely deal with someone who I definitely know where they're going.
Can I ask if either of you guys are even considering putting Squishy in your teams?
I think not
No.
for that much.
Not for the price that he's at, right?
What's he on this?
He's 300 more than Gimmick. Is he going to get $300 worth more of points?
He's 1,700.
Potentially, but what's next to him seems like some more surefire bets.
Nachitao's expensive.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, I was looking at that. Like endpoint guys, Virtuoso is 1,725.
Oh shit, they all are. Yeah. Wow.
I know. It's weird, isn't it? I just don't know. I don't know enough about them.
I don't know why you'd go for Virtuoso, no offense to him, over Speed for $25 more, who will have Scrub Killer next to him and Cooks it behind him. That's a weird pricing to me. But again, I'm sure these guys know more about it than I do, so
Yeah.
keep an eye on Endpoint. I think it's because teams that go up generally do quite well, don't they? That's probably the logic.
Yeah.
So
they've got that
before
push.
we go into the next round, should we have a quick recap as to who we've got so far?
Yeah, good idea.
Okay. I have Sipical for 1950, Violent Panda for 1550, Flame for 1450, and Speed for 1750.
Well, that team could do some damage. That's true. I've got Astral for 1875, Farah for 1450, Ronicky for 1750, and Gimmick for 1475. Team that could do some damage.
And I am with Justin for 1900, I Ignite for 1500, Turbo Pulsar for 1650, and Torment for 1650.
That's a really strong team. That could do some damage.
That really could do some
I
damage.
will be upset if this team doesn't do well in this.
Doesn't do any
Listen to those
damage.
names. If you did that team last season, I would feel like I've lost already. So I'm intrigued, like, to see how it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think Turbo and Justin are both surefire bets.
I agree,
It's just
yeah.
I Ignite and Torment. I think Torment's pretty like even if
as
the
a
team does
defender-
badly, it means he's getting saves.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's gonna be fine.
Yeah, and he loves doing that regardless. Okay, I've got my next one that I'm ready to go
Okay.
for. My next player, who I think is actually very well priced, maybe a little bit on the cheaper side, and I think I can afford him and still get a player afterwards, is AJ for 1,600.
Okay.
Yes, okay, I can.
Okay.
Yeah, I've still got 700 remaining. So yeah, AJ on Pittsburgh Knights, he had an amazing season individually with Rogue. He did a very, very good job. He did well on the off-season tournaments as well. He's a confident lad. I think he's going to have a really good time playing with sort of a bit of a younger team who can have a little bit more fun. The fact that you just know that the net is going to be opened up a lot means that his pretty stonking shots are going to be able to sort of find the back of the net a little bit more frequently. Because obviously you got all the demos that are coming from the other PK guys. Yeah, I think AJ 1,600. I think that is. I think that's a shout.
I've because I've been basement bargaining. I've still got quite a lot of money left, and that means that I can go for
Grab
the
him
big
from the
man,
bin.
Fairy Peak. I'm going to splash out of my penultimate pick, and I think he is the go-to defender. Will give me a reason to support Vitality next season because I want them to do well. And seeing him in the back line, bossing the fucking centre-back position, heading it into Rosehead, going, have it! Every time the ball comes to him, is going to fill my heart with joy. So for 1875, Fairy Peak is my big fuck-off man in defence. And I don't know if that's how you're meant to play this. Is it worth investing in an expensive defender, or have I been an idiot? I won't go back, but I'm just curious.
I have no idea, dude.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Just in case everyone's thinking, oh, that's an expensive defender.
And if
No, I'm looking at my team right now, just going, hey, if this team was playing on the field, they'd do really well.
Yeah.
Don't know how they do in fantasy though.
Oh yeah, because there's bloody 4 of them.
Yeah, you idiot.
You stupid idiot, Shogun. Okay.
Okay, I've got 2 ways I
Your
can take
penultimate
this.
guy.
Are you thinking 1 expensive, 1 cheap, or 2 middle?
Well, that's the thing, is I've got 1,300 left.
Wait, 1,300. Well, if you.
3,300. Sorry.
Yes, that's what I had as well. You can basically pick 2 sort of mid people with that.
I could,
You
or
could splash out and then just get Tigray.
I think I've got a play here. I'm
Is that what AS
hoping you don't-
Monaco
if-
did?
Yeah.
If you fuck this up for me, by the way, lads, I'm gonna be pissed because I feel like there's an obvious choice around that you might take from me.
Okay, go on. Who are you picking?
How much money do you guys have left?
I've got 1,700.
1575.
Okay, I'm taking instead Fruity.
Fruity.
Okay, see, I was sort of avoiding Fruity a little bit. Why have you gone for him?
Because he's the right price for the other one I want.
Oh, poor Fruity.
Because he's I think he's the strongest one out of that price range.
What's his price?
15.
1,500.
1,500. So Shogun
Which
has.
leaves me with 1,800 left.
Right, who's around 1,800 I can ruin Shogun's day with? Oh, no, I
You
can't.
know who's at 1,800.
No, I've actually
mate.
changed my thing.
I'm looking at him right now.
Is it? Yeah. I can't
I'm
afford
completing.
it. We can't afford him anyway. But
I'm completing the final piece of Exodia.
Okay, well, there's no secrets to who you're going for next, mate. Okay, 1,700. Sorry, I'm looking through the 1,700s now, and I'm a little bit like. So the plays you can get for Dead on 1,700 are Nolistic, First Killer, Nachitao, and Squishy.
Take a punt.
Do you want an actual bit of advice here, Stumpy?
Yeah, go on, because I don't know.
Arsenal.
I don't know enough about them.
100% Arsenal.
Do you reckon?
Arsenal is.
But then I've got
insane.
2 space station lads. Is that not like gonna fuck me over?
I'm going to have 2. And they are.
Yeah, you know what? I'm asking the wrong guy that question.
Arsenal.
Okay, tell you what, Shogun. I'm
You
gonna
gonna trust me?
Yeah, I'm gonna take a punt on your advice, mate. I am. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go Arsenal.
How much is he?
Arsenal was the so my other plan was to go Arsenal Gyro, but I couldn't afford them.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I think having a sort of, I feel like having a Pittsburgh Knights member is a good shout. I do think they're gonna have another really strong season, and I think they're quite reasonably priced. Have you guys got? Because I've got AJ.
I don't. I considered it, but they didn't quite make it for me, just 'cause I'm not sure how they'll be with their new third man.
Yeah, I'm taking a punt on it, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think they'll do well out of it.
They always seem to, don't they? No matter what situation they're put in.
I've completed my team with enough money for a Nando's left over.
Okay, then my final player I've got 1575, and I was looking at who it could be. I almost went with AXB, just as a punt. Because I think he's defensive. He's not the most aggressive boy for Space Station. But then I noticed that above him, for my exact amount of money, have you figured out who I've got for 1575?
Well, there's two, but I feel like you're not going to go for Roldiz.
Sorry, Roldiz. No. I've gone for Cooksir97, who hopefully, as we were talking about earlier, will be the defensive backbone to Scrub Killer and Speed. He's going to get he's basically going to be a goalkeeper. He's going to be a perma keeper. He's going to take the role of Gibbs, circa Cosmic Aftershock 2015. He's going to get so many points in defense. So my entire team is Astral, Ferrer, Ronicky, Gimmick, Fairy Peak, and then Cooksir97. Boom, baby. Drops mic.
Nice.
To the surprise of absolutely nobody.
Go on, surprise us.
My final pick is Garrett G.
What?
I know.
Exodia complete.
I thought you were talking about K-Dop.
Exodia obliterate.
Okay, so you've got the entire NRG roster.
Yes.
How have we let him do this?
That's so funny.
I would like to point out, by the way, I did not come in here with spreadsheets and plans. I just went, oh, cool, NRG.
See what
Oh,
happens.
Yeah.
cool, NRG.
Cole, yours is 5 out of 6 euro.
I know, I've gone very what I know, haven't I? I've got Gimmick though. He's my trap card.
Is your token.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, and then Shogun. I like Ignite's wearing a hoodie.
I look at Ignite first as well. He's so cool. Justin, I like his little grimace.
That's a cute little grimace, isn't it?
Torment looks like he's not allowed to get fish and chips for dinner, and his mum's making dinner instead. And he's not impressed.
Tell him we have fish and chips at home. Okay, so my final team is Sipical, Violent Panda, Flame, Speed, AJ, and Arsenal.
And my final team is Justin, Ignite, Turbo Pulsar, Torment, Fruity, and Garrett G.
Nice.
And my final team is Astral, Ferrer, Ronicky, Gimmick, Fairy Peak, and Cooksir.
What are we going to name our teams, lads?
Can we do that? Is that something we can do?
Yeah, if you've got them all in at the bottom, it would now say like, choose your team.
Oh, I like the auto one. Cool Cole 93's team.
That's pretty good. I'll call them Gumpies Stoblins.
Gumpy Stoblins.
Gumpies Stoblins. There we are.
All right.
Because there's normally Stumpy's
NRG
Goblins.
and their band of merry men.
I've gone with a team name I've wanted to use for many years. It's Supersonic,
Oh, it's too
Acrobatic, Rocket-Powered Superstars.
Nice. I like
No! Team
Is it
names
too
are
long?
between 4 and 20. Fuck you, RL.
I wish Illegal Larry told Sarnix that Super Acrobatic Rock Power Battlecast was too long, like years ago.
Fuck.
There we are.
Um,
And you get like a little image to put on Twitter as well. Look at that. Isn't it cute?
I'll go with the Ginger Virgins instead then.
Nice. I like it. Okay, well, there's some good teams, lads. I'm excited to see if NRG do well, lol.
They're going to get relegated this season, aren't they?
That'd be a big turn. Should we sort out the attacker, defender, and midfielder status as well?
Yeah, then this is like really important. The amount of times I've seen people say that, oh, if only I'd had X in midfield or whatever, because they've lost like...
But to me, it just like my
They're
problem
all
with
of
it
them. Yeah.
is it's just any of them will just do any of these, and it's like pretty much random as to how well they're gonna do on the day.
But you can still sort of play the odds a little bit, you know, give it its best chance. Okay, so my attacker 1 is Ferrer, my attacker 2 is Ronicky, my midfielder 1 is Gimmick, and my midfielder 2 is Astral, my defender 1 is Cooksir, and my defender 2 is Fairy Peak.
Okay, I'm switching mine about a little bit.
So yeah, when I was making it, I sort of had those roles in mind,
Yeah,
which I think helped me, because then my final decision for Cooksir was so much easier, because I knew I needed a defender.
that's fair. So yeah, so people don't know. Midfielders gain 2 times points for assists, attackers gain 2 times points for goals, and defenders gain 2 times points for saves. My 2 attackers are Speed and AJ. My 2 midfielders are Sipical and Arsenal, and my 2 defenders are Violent Panda and Flame.
I think you've got that about as right as you can do.
Yeah,
You haven't got much of a balanced team, I don't think.
mine's quite attacky.
Shogun, can you not be a
it is.
fucking hypocrite, Mr. NRG? Talking about your balanced team.
Hey, it is
Buying a
balanced.
roster.
Yeah. You are Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
Wow, don't hate the player, hate the game. Okay, you had the chance to stop this.
Okay.
All right, I have gone with. All right, so in defense, I've got Justin and Torment.
Yep, good shout. Justin and
Because
Torment.
Justin's always really high on the save stats.
Okay, fair enough.
And plus I needed someone in there, so I thought Justin would be a good shout. In midfield, Fruity and Turbo. Because I think Fruity's going to be enabling Chaussette, Turbo's going to be enabling the whole of NRG.
Mm-hmm.
And attacker, Ignite and Garrett.
If I was to switch them, I'd switch Justin and Garrett. If that was me.
I feel like I'm getting less out of Justin on this, but I'm getting more out of both of them.
Fair enough. Okay, so you're hedging your bets more rather than sort of going for a full, like, okay, I'm going to go quids in. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. That's very measured of you, Shogun. Well, those are our teams. We'll post them along on Twitter as well.
I can't wait for the abuse that we're going to get from people going, "Oh, have you got him there? Oh, he only got 4.3 saves last season."
I would love to hear. Like, make sure you
Nattertown.
guys drop comments wherever on who you think came out the best at where and where you would have pivoted.
Yeah,
in the,
that's a good shout. Yeah, who do
draft.
you guys think has the best team?
Let's
out
do a
of
poll.
us?
We can do a Twitter poll. I love Twitter polls.
We can do a Twitter poll.
Yeah, let's do that.
It's still annoying that you can't attach an image and do a poll, by the way.
I know.
It's bollocks. But yeah, so if you guys think, oh my god, I can't believe Shogun bought all of NRG, just comment. We're on YouTube. Drop a little comment down there. Also, do us a favour, give it a like. Everybody else, or dislike it. Fuck it, they count the same on YouTube. And also subscribe. You can hear more of the podcasts. You can watch more of our videos. We're doing a lot more big videos, a load more scripted stuff. If you guys have seen the story behind the greatest overtime Rocket League history, then we're going to have more in that vein. So stick about. We'll have a lot more good content for you guys. Otherwise, are we all excited for RLCS Week 1? Happy for it to get going?
Yes, I can't wait. I always feel so much more alive when RLCS is on at the weekend. It's like something to look forward to.
Yeah, it's a bit of structure.
It's weird because sometimes I start watching it and I'm not really feeling it that day and I sort of have it on in the background, but I'll always really look forward to it. And then those days where I am into it, I'm sat there glued for 6 hours straight.
Yeah.
Fucking love it.
Yeah, it's good. I just take over the living room and just sit there. Like for North America one, I just like staying up until about 3 a.m. just watching. Otherwise, everybody, thanks so much for listening. Shogun, you're like streaming and YouTubing. Do you want to fucking say where you're at?
Okay, I actually have a nice little announcement for it as well.
Oh, wow.
Which is, obviously you can catch me over on Mega Shogun on YouTube and Calendar Shogun on Twitch.
That's insane. Thanks, everybody.
But Goblin.
Yes.
As well as doing watch-along streams throughout the RLCS, we are going to be, myself and Gregan, doing an RLCS cooldown show following Europe on Sunday.
Yeah, buddy.
So if you guys want to come in and immediately, chat about what you saw this weekend, which teams you think performed, who you think the biggest bottle job is, then, pop on in and come and listen to one guy that knows what he's talking about, and me.
Are you going to make me feel knowledgeable with what you say with your mouth?
Feel knowledgeable.
No, you as well. Like, you guys are going to have...
I may be drunk by the time we get to this.
Okay.
I like that.
Which makes me smarter. So.
Are you going to have that on your Twitch?
Yes, that's going to be... So it's going to be watching the RLCS, and then as soon as that goes offline, we're immediately going into the cooldown show.
Sure. So sort of like a match of the day, sports center type thing of let's have a look at these, just less polished.
Just less Gary Lineker in his underwear.
Yes,
Shame.
I'm okay with that. Cool. Thank you. Awesome. Everybody go and give Shogun a watch for that then, and Gregan, obviously. Otherwise, guys, if you want to help out the podcast, patreon.com/subpar.nhd, $1 a month, and you get to listen to like 4 podcasts early, which is crazy value. This is obviously a bonus episode with Shogun this week. So some months there might be 5. Crazy world. Otherwise, everybody, we will see you in the next episode of the Poddy C. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Like a fucking foghorn.